Hi everyone, welcome back to Source My Gadgets, and this is an in-depth review of the Samsung S22 Ultra camera. The S22 Ultra comes with 40 megapixel front camera, and the back camera comes with 108 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 10 megapixel telephoto camera. One of the things that you should know about the Samsung S22 Ultra is that it is the best of both worlds of the S series and of the Note series that Samsung merged into S22 Ultra, which kind of marked in terms of the performance and also camera quality. Is that the more function that Samsung packs most of the interesting functionalities that you could see? There is an option for the Pro camera, the Pro video. I mean, these are pretty much for people who are very familiar with a standard camera. You could see all the settings there which you could change, right? And then also if you go back, you would see the Pro video. If you want to take videos under the Pro condition, you'll be able to see that. Also, the next thing that you see is night photography, full panorama, super slow motion, which is slower than the slow motion function. I mean, hyperlapse basically just better with motion pictures. Also, you have the portrait video and director's view, right? These are the functionalities that you have under here. And one thing is, Samsung S22 Ultra made almost everything customizable. By long pressing, you could move around all the functionalities that you have here, or you could move some as one of the main buttons that you have when you open your camera, and that depends on how you want to set up your camera. So it has a full customization ability, which is also one of the good things about the camera. Let's talk about the settings. So under the settings, right, you have scene optimizer, which sort of makes your scene better. You can turn on whether you want the camera to be able to scan QR codes or not be able to scan QR codes, right? You can change your picture format here. There's some pictures that you will take that you might want to change how they look, right? If you feel the picture does not reflect your skin tone, you can change it back to bright. The natural function in most cases will reflect your skin tone. And also one thing that you should know here, the reason why this auto FPS is off is ideally because auto FPS, that's the frames per second, would allow the camera to automatically set the quality of the frames per second based on the video environment you are trying to shoot. So that's what the auto FPS will do, and I think that you should always turn it on when you're trying to shoot videos, so that the Samsung AI camera can scan the environment and adjust to the picture environment to select the best quality frames per second to see. And video stabilization is also a very important feature that you will need. I don't think you need the green lines to show. For privacy's sake, you might want to turn this on or off. I usually turn it off. I don't need to group my pictures based on location, but if you like to group your pictures based on location, you can turn on location tags. And these are the different shooting methods that you could use. Gestures, which floating shutter that allows you to take pictures with the extra shutter button, voice commands, and I think this is just all about the camera settings, right? If you move to the video, this is where you see that the camera changes a little bit. You could see that the auto FPS is on, frame stabilization is on. You can turn on auto tracking focus. What this does is that when the camera identifies a subject, when the subject moves, it tracks that object. So this is really good for when you are on the move or when you are filming your subject and your subject is moving. So auto tracking works well here. Also, whether I want to turn on location tags or not, and this is just all about the videos settings. Other things that you see here is the quality of the frames per second that you want to shoot. You will see the 8K option up to the HD, and then also you're able to see different sizes that you want to shoot. You can put on super steady, so that if your hand is shaking, it's not going to reflect there. Flashlight or not. And here you can select filters that you want to use while shooting your pictures. This function is called the auto framing function of the Samsung S22 Ultra, and I will say that for all of this, we should ensure that you turn on this function when you're trying to shoot a video. What this does is that when you are in a place and you want to shoot a video, it's going to lock on one subject, and in how your subject moves, Samsung adjusts the picture range, it zooms in or zooms out, and when you have more subjects in the picture or in the frame, it adjusts based on what and the movement. So auto framing is pretty much very important here. Now I'm going to talk about the night photography of the Samsung S22 Ultra. Alright, so one of the great improvements of the S22 Ultra is the night sight photography, which is stunning. People assume that Google Pixel has like the best night photography, but I think looking at the S22 Ultra, I think there is like a bit of an edge from my experience using the S22 Ultra over that of the Google Pixel night photography. And I'm going to show some pictures that I took with the S22 Ultra night photography. This was me in the house, like very dark, all my lights are off. I turned on my system lights trying to like test it. The only light from my environment was my monitor that was already just dim, and you could see the way that the picture scanned, and then you could see like the color difference there, and you could see the difference in the night photography. So I think this is really like a huge improvement, and this is pretty much stunning, right? You could see the dark picture and how it made it kind of bright. And in the next video, what you see is taking the picture under extremely low light, and of course trying to like add some light to it. And you can see that with an environment where you're able to like add a little bit more light, the night picture actually came out better. So while the night vision is able to work in extremely low light situation, when there are some bit of light, it also makes like the picture quality works really better. So I then try to take like picture of an object in the environment. You just see what a wireless earpiece would look like. I took it under like low light condition, and the picture came out really great. You wouldn't know that there's an extremely low light condition. One of the things that you could do is you could actually increase the intensity to auto. So night photography would auto set the intensity, but you could actually also manually increase to the max, and that would make your picture better based on the environment or the amount of light in the night picture that you are trying to take. So I then went out early in the morning to see very much dark, just to see what the night photography would look like early in the morning. And without the night photography, the picture still came out great. And then also with the light photography under like the different zooming conditions, 3x, 10x, 30x, the pictures are still fine. It gets a bit blurry and unstable. So when I'm taking pictures of like moving objects, it becomes a little bit disoriented. So, but you know, I already spoke about the fact that Samsung has like an AI stabilization technology that helps with different zooming conditions. So when I was testing the zoom capabilities of the S22 Ultra, like it was able to bring far away objects so close, and also able to retain the quality of the image. I mean, of course, except when you're getting to like the 100x zooms, right? But at 30, at 10, at 20, the image is still enough quality and it's so clear. So the first one I did was that of like a signboard, right? And one of the interesting things about the signboard is that when you got to 100x, the image was blurry. Though it was blurry under the 100x zoom, but by the time I took a picture of it, it became a lot clearer. And this is due to Samsung AI stabilization technology. Another interesting thing is what we call the detail enhancer. The detail enhancer sort of makes your picture a lot much better, especially when you are like trying to like zoom in. And this is what the zooming condition looks like if you take your picture under like a normal setting. And let me show you what the zooming looks under detail enhancer. With detail enhancer, you could see how the zooming capabilities look. A lot more clearer, a lot more sharper, and you could see like the edges are also clear. And this is one thing that detail enhancer would give you in the S22 Ultra. So another interesting feature of the S22 Ultra camera is what I call the focus enhancer. And let me show you how the focus enhancer, how it works. So this is me. I have like a close range picture that I want to take, right? Then of course you can see that it's showing me that if I wanted to like scan my picture or not to scan it. So you could see that the camera has asked me to do what? To turn on my focus enhancer. You will see the difference between. So this is where I put off my, by the left, you could see that this is where I put off my focus enhancer. And if I turn on the focus enhancer, which is on, I'm turning the focus enhancer on, and can you see the difference in clarity between Can you see the difference between when I'm using the focus enhancer and without the focus enhancer? Let me do that again. Can you see that the focus enhancer? This is what it looks like, and turning on the focus enhancer, can you see this is a fantastic feature of the S22 Ultra. I love it, and this is pretty much great. For the portrait mode, Samsung has one of the best portrait camera out there, and these are like the different zooming options for the portrait mode. You could change the strength here or reduce it. You could also like change the different formats, like the studio formats, the high key mono, the low key mono, the backdrop, and the color points, right? So the color point basically gives me color and makes my background black and white. You could also like increase detail of that, and that's for the portrait camera. And then also one thing that you should know is there is also the ability to do portrait video. The portrait video is kind of interesting because when you put it on, this is what the portrait video also looks like with its own features, right? You could increase the effect or also reduce the effect of the portrait video. And then also this is like the blur. It then gives like a big circle option that sort of like put big circles at your background. You can have like the color points, which adds color to me as the subject, and then also makes my background black and white. And then the glitch that makes so, and you can see how my background looks like with the glitch. One thing that you should note is that before you take your video, any mode that you select is permanent. You can't change it after taking your shots. Wait. Oh, okay. While taking your video, you can also move. While taking your video, one thing you should notice is you can move from one portrait mode to the other. But one thing that you should note is that when you're done recording your video, you cannot remove the effect of the portrait that you selected while shooting your video. So you might want to be careful while doing that. This is what the auto framing will look like. For the selfie camera, even when there are multiple people at your background, the framing will still lock onto your face, right? So if you're in a crowded place and you feel like, am I going to lose focus, the framing works over that. It's not going to lose your focus. But it works differently when you are doing like the main camera, and I will show you how it works differently. Alright, so this is what the video looks like without auto framing, and this is me. You can see my face, and let me show you what it looks like when you put on auto framing. And what do you think about the auto framing? I mean, do you think the auto framing is a nice feature that we like to have? I mean, if I move around, the auto framing follows me depending on my movements, and that is also a key unique feature of the Samsung S22 Ultra. Thank you for watching. It's been a great time on the show with you. Let me know what you think about the Samsung S22 Ultra. Like this video, watch the video, and subscribe to Source My Gadgets. And when you need quality gadgets, or you need a recommendation, or you need a place where you can shop for the best gadgets, go to www.sourcemygadget.com and you will make sure that you get the best quality that fits your need. Thank you, and bye for now.